Most people start world building because they want to make something cool. A map or a magic system, a story, and that's fine. But the people who keep world building for decades, they're doing something very different. They're not just building a world, they're creating a place their mind can grow into. Here's why I think everyone who loves creating should have one lifelong world building project, something that never really ends. Fact, you will outgrow almost every project you start. Your skills change, your values change, your questions change. Most projects break when this happens. A world doesn't. At first, you build geography, cultures, and politics. And then you start asking uncomfortable questions. Why do systems last even when they're unfair? Why do powers centralize? Why do people defend things that hurt them? The same world keeps working because you changed, not it. A lifelong world is a container for your growth. Thinking. World building trains a skill most people never practice, systems thinking. You stop asking, what would be cool, and start asking, what would inevitably happen? If this exists, what breaks? If this breaks, who benefits? If they benefit, what do they lie about? That way of thinking doesn't stay in fiction. It leaks into research, strategy, writing, leadership, problem solving. You're not just escaping reality, you're practicing understanding it by building a world. If you work on a world long enough, something strange happens. It becomes a record of who you used to be. You can look at old maps and see what you simplified, what you ignored, what you didn't yet understand, and instead of cringing, you just see progress. Very few creative projects let you watch your mind evolve in slow motion. This one does. Depth. This is my favorite reason. Anyone can invent a setting. Very few people can maintain coherence over years. Depth is rare, and depth does something important. People feel it immediately. They may not know why your world feels real, but they know it does. That depth becomes an unfair advantage, not because you're smarter, just because you stayed longer. Flexibility. A lifelong world doesn't need to trap you in one format. It can be maps, stories, video games, essays, atlases, unfinished notes. When one medium burns you out, you don't quit. You change lenses. The world stays. You keep breathing. Here's the most important part. You don't have to finish it. A lifelong world doesn't need closure, and it doesn't need perfection. In fact, a world that feels finished often feels dead. An unfinished world with cracks and mysteries to explore, that's a world that feels alive. In a world of constantly changing needs, a project can stay the same. Jobs change, platforms disappear, goals shift, but having one project that stays quietly, patiently, gives you continuity. It becomes a creative backbone, something that doesn't demand urgency, only honesty. Even if your world never becomes famous, never gets published, or never turns into a product, it still works because it trains your thinking, it gave you joy, and it gives you curiosity at home. A lifelong world-building project isn't about productivity. It's about choosing to care deeply about something long enough to understand complexity, and that's rare. So if you're building a world, don't rush in it. Live in it.